Hi beauties, I'm Dr. B and I'm coming to you from my boudoir to talk to you about some ways to self-regulate in this time of stress and uncertainty. So we are, as a global culture, as a species, experiencing a level of stress that we've maybe never seen in our lifetime. So we are, as a species right now, sympathetically activated. Our sympathetic nervous systems are fully on alert, and we are, many of us, trapped in that fight, flight, or freeze level of life. What we want is that parasympathetic nervous system activation, the activation of that energy of rest, digest, or what researchers are now calling tend and befriend. So when we are sympathetically activated, our nervous system is telling us that there's trouble. There's something that we need to run from. We have to fight it, or we have to freeze and play dead. And on a social level, when we're in sympathetic activation, we're not looking to make friends. We're in fact looking around and looking for enemies, looking for danger. So when we are sympathetically activated, we are way more likely to isolate ourselves from others, to distrust others, and to have a high level of fear of other people. But on the flip side, when we parasympathetically activate, when we're running on that level of the nervous system, when we can rest, when we can digest, when we can slow our heart rate, we are also much more likely to make friends, to help people that are in need, and to create like a tribal community, to come together. So we are right now fighting and fleeing. And we, even though we're supposed to be isolated, we're supposed to be separating, we need to activate these parasympathetic bond, tend, and befriend tendencies so that we don't see more episodes of like toilet paper rage in grocery stores or things like that. So one of the most powerful ways that we can regulate the sympathetic nervous system is through movement, acupuncture, breath, massage, even Tai Chi, Qigong. All of these arts are designed for parasympathetic activation to get us feeling calmer and, yes, friendlier. So what can we do at home? We don't need a professional, that we can just do for ourselves and for our loved ones, for our tribe, to help us feel better, to help us activate the parasympathetic nervous system. The most powerful things we can do acupressure, and we can shape and consciously guide our breath. So when we breathe, we're always balancing between the impulses of the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. When we inhale, the heart rate speeds up, the sympathetic nervous system is activated. And when we exhale, the heart rate slows down, the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. And this is going on all day, all the time, every time that you breathe. You're balancing the activation of these two systems. But when the breath gets short, when the exhale gets lost, these are ways in which we just unconsciously, and not even knowing it, keep ourselves in that fight or flight, that sympathetic activation. So by controlling the breath, we can really powerfully control the nervous system. So today we're going to talk about acupressure that you can use on yourself and your loved ones, even your pets, though their points are slightly different, but also some very basic, but really, really sweet breath that we can work on. So let's talk about acupressure first. One of the things that acupressure does really well, and acupuncture does on a Western level, is it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is usually under-amped, under-regulated. And it deactivates the sympathetic nervous system, which is usually just amped on and constantly running in everyone. So we balance these two energies. This is why it's so nice to take a nap on an acupuncture table. It's so nice to relax in Shavasana. It's so nice to get a massage because that parasympathetic nervous system is getting switched on. But more importantly, the sympathetic nervous system, fight, flee, run, is getting switched off. You gotta do both at the same time. Acupressure and acupuncture do this beautifully. So the acupuncture part we're gonna start with is gonna ground us to the earth, to the present moment. It's going to give us connection to the soil, the water, nature around us, and it's going to give us energy and focus in a time of like deep unrest. And this is exactly what this point is designed to do. It's called Kidney 1. If you come to the sole of your foot, take a pointy finger, go between the second and third toes, slide over the big toe, the big mound of the foot, and as you slide over, you'll find a point that you sink into. This is kidney 1. Press it. Use a fingernail. You can use a pointy object that won't break the skin. You can press and release, press and release. I'm using a fingernail even though I don't have that many. And you can hold this for anywhere from 30 seconds to like 3 to 5 minutes. You do this on both feet. And this is a great place to start. Connect to the now, energy in times of need. This is kidney 1. Now, one of the most powerful points that is designed for when you are at the end of the rope is called Pericardium 8. If you take your hand and you make a natural fist, notice where that middle finger falls on the fist, usually between the second and third fingers as well. You can see how similar these points are in the foot and the hand. Where that middle finger falls, smush it in there. Use your fingernail or make a mark, use another hand to press in. This is Pericardium 8. It's translated as Palace of Toil or Hall of Toil. So this is for when you are way at the end of your rope. You are toiling way too hard. Your energy and your hope and your ability to be chill are just gone. So this is Pericardium 8. It's paralleling this point in the foot, right? So these are really insanely strong spiritual points to calm the mind, slow the heart rate, but also give you energy from deep, deep sources in times of need. Again, you can press this for 30 seconds with a fingernail, or you can go back and forth pressing it for 3 to 5 minutes, really, depending on how you feel. Kind of a sister point to this pericardium point is a point on the heart channel. Remember, the pericardium is the fibers wrapping around the heart. A lot of time in acupuncture, we prefer to talk energetically to the pericardium rather than going right to the heart. But there's a heart point. If you go to the very pinky edge of your hand, follow the pinky down, find that little bone that sticks out. That's a pisiform bone. And you'll find a tendon there. You can go towards the thumb side of the tendon, snuggle up against that bone, and press in sharp, fingernail sharp. This is heart 7. This is like the totally freaking out, totally in panic mode, having a panic attack point. It's also the point I use for like public speaking, having to do anything in front of an audience and needing to remain really, really calm, not sweating, not shaking. My partner used to use this. He used to host graduations, these big long things where he was the host, and so he would needle this and have a needle in as he was giving his graduation talk. So this is heart 7. This is all about calming the mind, calming the heart, bringing some focus to a situation, especially one involving the emotions. We use it for insomnia, anxiety, but it's so powerful. We don't always use it. A lot of times we use points on the other channel, the pericardium that we just talked about. So my personal favorite, and the last point we'll talk about, is called yin tong. If you find the midpoint of your eyebrows, pretty much about here, and go to the center of your forehead, this is yin tong. You can use this is a reflexology pointer. It's really pretty and smooth and soft, but you can use your fingers. This point is super, super calming. This is associated with the area of the third eye in yoga. So insight, intuition, being able to see the entire landscape of things calmly. And this is a great point to run your hands up and over. Now, you're only doing this with clean hands, right? With clean facial skin. You're not just randomly doing this during the middle of the day. And if you want to run all the way up into the hairline, there's another point up there, very calming. But this point here is called yin tong, the ultimate calm the mind point. Clean skin, clean hands, not in the middle of the supermarket. So these are a few acupuncture points that can be super helpful in calming the mind and bringing a bit more presence and slow down to these moments of stress. But the best way and the easiest and the thing that you can do all of the time is start to pay more attention to your breath. Like I said, on the inhale, the sympathetic nervous system is activated, the heart rate speeds up. On the exhale, opposite, slows down. So what if we extend those moments of parasympathetic activation in the exhale? What if we choose to let the exhale be like the focus of our entire day? We let the exhale get as long as it needs to, and we extend those moments when the heart is slowing down. That is the fastest, easiest, most intuitive way to find calm in times of stress. So breathing in and out through your nose, breathe naturally and notice the length of your inhale. And notice the length of your exhale. And we're breathing through the nose because the nose is protective. It is designed to provide a passageway to purify the air before it even reaches us. A lot of the things they're saying about the virus is that it starts really in the throat. So the less we mouth breathe, the better, right? Now notice the balance of your inhale and your exhale. And keeping your inhale as it is, just let your exhale become as long as possible through the nose. And you'll breathe in naturally through the nose, but you'll breathe out long on the exhale. And this is the fastest way to find calm and activate the parasympathetic system, is change the way you breathe. In and out through your nose, natural inhales, but long, extended, focused exhales. That's gonna slow you, your mind, your heart right down. It's gonna bring a little bit more of love, compassion, and groundedness into your life. It will abate some of this energy of fear and isolation, and it will make your life and the life of those around you a little bit easier. So these are some basic ways to self-regulate: acupressure and a super simple breath. I'm Beauty by Dr. B. I'm sending you love,